In August of 2023, CRBC implemented the South Fork Clackamas River Large Wood Enhancement Project, which included placing 50 fire-killed trees into the river near its confluence with the main stem of the Clackamas. Designated as a National Wild and Scenic River, the South Fork Clackamas, including our original project area, all burned during the 2020 wildfires. Working with our partners at the Mount Hood National Forest, Portland General Electric, ODF&W, and OWEB, we decided to make the best of the situation and focused on using the huge burned trees near the river to create much-needed habitat in an area used by spawning and rearing salmon. Using an excavator, our contractors pushed over and maneuvered the dead trees into the river. The trees were large, with most over several feet in diameter and well over 100 feet tall. The largest tree was over 5 feet in diameter and close to 200 feet tall. It is rare to have such large trees to work with, and this project will have an impact on the stream for decades to come. We also used 15 trees from the site to build a woody habitat structure called an apex log jam near the mouth of the South Fork. The apex jam causes the river to split and flow around it, which promotes island creation and multiple stream channels, habitats that are very important for our salmon. Large wood is an important component for the creation and maintenance of salmon habitat in our local streams. Down trees create habitat by forcing the stream to meander around, under, and over the wood that creates areas for fish to hide from predators, and it allows them to rest and feed.
Species that will benefit from this project include spring Chinook salmon, coho salmon, winter steelhead, Pacific lamprey, bull trout, and resident cutthroat and rainbow trout. Many other types of wildlife also use large wood for things like river crossing, including cougars, bears, deer, skunks, and more.
Construction at the J Creek Side Channel Reconnection project wrapped up in the summer of 2023, and it has been exciting to see the river interact with the newly created habitat over the past year. In the fall, after construction, water entered our engineered side channel for the first time, and the fish immediately moved in. Hundreds of juvenile fish, including coho salmon and striped dace, have been spotted weaving through the lattice work of the wood structures. We've also spotted beaver activity and worked with students and landowners to install beaver caches, which are piles of tasty sticks, to sustain and attract beavers to the site. Access to side channels and floodplain areas is critical for the survival of our young salmon and steelhead. They need these off-channel habitats to rest, grow, and eat so they are strong enough to make their journey to the Pacific Ocean.
Once the construction dust settled, we treated noxious weeds like blackberry and knotweed throughout the project site. The following February, we installed over 13,000 native trees and shrubs, which are already thriving and starting to fill in the floodplain.
In July of 2024, CRBC broke ground at the CTWS Side Channel Reconnection project along the Upper Clackamas River. This 1-mile-long section of the river, owned and stewarded by the Confederated Tribes of Warm Springs, provides essential habitat for culturally significant fish species including spring Chinook, coho salmon, and bull trout. This project, funded by OWEB, National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, and the Confederated Tribes of Warm Springs, will increase biodiversity and climate resilience by nearly doubling the amount of side and off-channel habitat at the site, placing 500 pieces of large wood in the river and floodplain areas, and reclaiming over 8 acres of riparian area heavily impacted by unauthorized public use of the private property. Please stay tuned for more information on this project, as construction is still underway and won't be wrapped up until sometime in September.
For the past 14 years, CRBC has offered the Shade Our Streams program to Clackamas Basin residents. In this voluntary and high-impact program, we offer invasive weed control and native riparian plantings at no cost. Through this program, we have successfully shaded and restored over 40 miles of streams. We have also planted over 700,000 trees and shrubs. This program reduces the impacts of land use on aquatic ecosystems and helps keep our water cool and clean.
Shade Our Streams continues with new efforts at the Deep, Goose, Rock, and Stephen Creek watersheds. Deep and Goose Creeks provide over 30 miles of potential habitat for coho salmon and winter steelhead, create ecologically diverse habitat corridors linking the Cascade foothills to the Clackamas River, and discharge above the drinking water intakes. With new funding from PGE, we plan to restore at least 10 acres of riparian habitat along at least 2.5 miles of deep creek and its tributaries, with the first round of planting to occur in early 2025. Now more than ever, Shade Our Streams is being driven by scientific data, including a new shade analysis, a first-of-its-kind basin-wide temperature model, a regional habitat connectivity overlay, and more, to help maximize the ecological uplift gained from every acre we replant. CRBC remains committed to assisting families who were impacted in the 2020 Labor Day fires. Although an early heat wave in 2023 was a setback to replanting, we and our partners, Clackamas Water Conservation District, Pudding River Watershed Council, and Oregon State University Extension Service, are continuing to assist 10 landowners with restoring their forest lands. We're also engaged in emerging regional partnerships to help our communities prepare for the wildfires of the future and continue to connect watershed residents with information and assistance resources.
Since 2006, our Stash the Trash bag stands have been a staple for boaters and floaters. These bright yellow bags empower river users to be the solution to trash while recreating. But the real rock stars are a group of river ambassadors who clean the river every week. Hear from Tina Johnson why these bags are so important to her weekly summer routine.
The Clackamas River winds through scenic forests, wetlands, and rock cliffs. My friend and I have been coming down the river once a week during the summer for the past 7 years. We have been picking up trash and quickly found these wonderful Stash the Trash bags. They are a gift for anyone floating the river. They are a reminder to pack it in and pack it out, and they provide a place to stash the trash. What we realize that it takes more than a small group of people to keep the river beautiful. It takes a community to keep this river thriving.
Our annual Down the River cleanup event at the end of summer underscores the very important role that volunteers like Tina play in protecting the Clackamas. At last year's Down the River cleanup, 150 dedicated volunteers contributed their time and energy to remove 2,000 pounds of trash from a 22-mile stretch of the Clackamas. Since 2013, volunteers have collected an impressive 42 tons of garbage and recycling at this event.
While trash in our river is unsightly and does impact wildlife, drinking water, and our river's scenic beauty, sometimes it's what we can't see that causes the most harm. Thanks to funding from the Oregon Departments of Agriculture and Environmental Quality, we performed water quality sampling on 5 Clackamas tributaries to test for 134 different pesticides. We use the sampling data to create targeted outreach and education materials. Right now, we are focusing on outreach to Deep and Noyer Creek subbasins to address frequently detected pesticides of concern. In addition, funding from the Clackamas River water providers keeps us active in the community, sharing pesticide reduction strategies and messaging with local folks. We love working with students and encouraging long-term love and appreciation for the natural world. This past year, we worked with 371 high school students who took a virtual tour of the Clackamas watershed on our Oculus Go headsets and then went into the field for some hands-on stewardship work. These students were real troopers. While they tossed salmon carcasses into Eagle Creek, they also learned about macroinvertebrates, local wildlife, environmental careers, and more. And we loved every minute of it.
To continue to support students through their educational journey, we offer the Tim Shibahara Memorial Scholarship Fund. This year, our Volunteer Scholarship Committee awarded 2 well-deserving students who are pursuing careers in natural resources with $1,000 scholarships to support their education. Congratulations to Ava and Jocelyn. We wish you both the best of luck at Oregon State. And as an Oregon Duck, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but go Beavers! At the start of 2024, we began design work on the Beebe Island Side Channel Reconnection project located near the Sahali Golf Course. Over the summer of 2025, this large project will reconnect and enhance a half a mile of side channel, add large wood to create islands and create scour pools, and enhance or create alcoves. The project will also remove noxious weeds and replant approximately 26 acres with thousands of native trees and shrubs. We are very excited to announce a partnership with artists at the Confederated Tribes of Grand Ronde. In 2025, with funding from the U.S. Forest Service and Mount Hood territories, we are commissioning 3 permanent traditional indigenous art sculptures to be placed at Riverside Park, Barton County Park, and Mila MacGyver State Park. These statues will celebrate the diverse culture of our watershed and recognize the heritage of the lands we all work, live, and play within.
The Clackamas River watershed is a resource and an environmental treasure. Your support is needed to ensure that it is protected in the face of increasing development and climate change, because when the river thrives, we all thrive, especially when we work together.